Welcome to the Talking Shh podcast. That's right. We'll be talking about music, albums, live shows, bands we love, bands not so much. Again, we're talking shh. Join me, Scott Nokon, and Stephen James. Hey guys, we are back. This is episode 51. And Stephen, I wanted to hit record as quickly as possible so you could you never shame me. At least not yet, but you know, I'll give you the opportunity to do it now because just beforehand, and let me adjust
you have
myself.
A shitty PC and you don't have a Mac.
Well, okay, you said it, and you're not supposed to say naughty language.
Oh,
5 minutes in. So.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, YouTube.
But in that regard, yes, you are a Mac. I have never been a Mac guy. I might have been a Mac daddy, but
yes, you have.
There are certainly benefits that I've heard when it comes to recording, to the arts, if this is what we're doing, the arts, right? Where there's certain value and benefits. So I'm not going to disagree at all, because as I was saying, I had to reboot my my laptop, which maybe rebooting is not a thing on the Mac side.
I do have to do that often, FYI, it's for my drums, by the way.
Yeah. So anyway, the entire show isn't about the inferiority of a PC versus a Mac, but it kind of proved itself out today when I was trying to get online here to get going. So
like Windows 98.
No, it's like probably 92. No, yeah, but I believe, because it's important that your equipment works, right? At any age, it's important that your equipment works.
The maker.
Yeah, that you know, I probably
we're not talking about computers.
I probably need to have a checkup, and again, that could apply to a number of things. So, welcome to the health channel,
doctor version of Scott and Steve.
Yeah, I think it's necessary for you to be checked out.
Should I get my neoprene gloves out?
Yeah, that might be necessary. So
here real quick, we always talk about what we did today. And I think you and I've mentioned earlier in the past that as I've gotten older, I have a fear of heights, and kind of like things have been like, like driving over, like overpasses are even bigger now. And I'm like, I'm not sure I don't know where that came from. And I did a job walk today in downtown LA at Wilshire 1. And I was on the 30th floor, and it was the electrical equipment. And I looked out, and I was like, "Oh boy!" And there was people washing windows on that. And the kid that I was walking with, super smart kid. I love this kid. He's like, "Hey, Steve, would you ever do that?" I'm like, "Hell no, not at all." But all in all, worked out well, and we also had some good conversation with our friend BC. Anyway, let's get back to our business. Sorry. I always like to derail.
Yeah. And I'm back to the headphones this week. I know I did something a little bit more cash next week, and
I'm glad it works for you.
Yeah, I'll probably go back to that. I'll go with some in-ears, but
and if you had a Mac, you wouldn't need those.
Yeah, I know. All that. So it's proving it out. So no, but you're right though, because this is probably, and in computer age, it's a dinosaur. It's probably 5 years now. I'm thinking, did I have it once I moved out here? So I probably, exactly. Your facial expression, and I need this. Some apple juice.
Tornado.
Maybe it's gonna have one. I'm just gonna throw it out the window. But
there you go.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? Real quick, the company I work for gave me a brand new PC, and it is truly top of the line. It's like touchscreen, and it is a really nice computer. So I'm not taking sides, honestly. When Scott and I do our recording, I do it on my Mac. I could do it on my PC. It just keeps my business separate from Scott and I, because we talk. And then we don't say anybody. So, all right. Let's go.
We do. So yeah, I probably need to make a little investment. So we'll see. Anyway, here we are.
The guy that buys a Porsche.
Yeah, that's not true. Don't believe everything you hear. Yeah.
I'm just joking.
Yeah. Anyway. So if the show's doing well, right? So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Motley Crue.
So here we are. I figured let's just jump into a topic that just came out yesterday, right, Stephen?
Yes.
If we can. And I know we want to continue our conversations on Motley Crue, and I'm all for that.
I'm sorry. Can I just make a quick interjection? I am so effing jealous that you're going to go see Metallica tomorrow night. I'm just expound on that just a tad.
Yeah, I will. So, and actually, I got an email, and since you brought it up, I'll just go right to it. Yes, yeah, from the band of what to expect tomorrow. So let's see.
You're gonna have a cigar with James.
So they're doing there's all these events that are going on in every town. Where is this at? Here I am clicking on an email that could bring my computer down. So, all right, here we go.
I'm tweaking the show. Sorry, guys.
No. I think this falls in line because this is current. About it. This is current events. So yeah, in Nashville area, Metallica will be playing at Nissan Stadium, where the not very good football team plays. Now they're going to get better. They had the number 1 pick in the draft. That was just last week. So Cam Ward from Miami, who was at Washington State before that, and Incarnate Word. That's where he started, Stephen.
Yes.
And I know you follow football. You're a Packers fan.
I used to be a Packers fan.
Okay. You changed.
I used to be an Aaron Rodgers fan, and he is let's move on.
Get him out of here. Yeah.
Yes.
So you still appreciate the pigskin there.
Hold on. Keep talking.
I will, because I know what you're gonna grab. And when I say ball, I mean a football. Yeah.
I'm gonna go get some. I know you saw this when you were here.
Yeah.
But let's keep talking.
So this week in Nissan Stadium, Metallica is in town. So tomorrow, May 1st. Yeah, awesome.
How about that pigskin?
There we go. Yeah.
Official pigskin.
Or no, I should catch it.
And it's you ready? Oh, wrong way. Good catch.
Yeah. So tomorrow night, May 1st, we are recording on the 30th. There, April 30th, right? April 30th? Yeah, I guess
it is.
There's never been 31 days in April, so it's not going to change now. So May 1st and May 3rd. So it's the Metallica M72 World Tour No Repeat weekend. 2 nights, 2 different sets, 2 different opening acts in the round at the 50-yard line. Okay.
Yeah. Isn't
tomorrow night
playing?
Suicidal hits the stage at 6 p.m., followed by Pantera.
I mean, come on.
And then capping the evening with Metallica.
Come on.
Saturday, May 3rd, Ice Nine Kills, a newer band, good sounding band.
They're good.
And Limp Bizkit then plays in the support. Looking forward to that. I've not seen the Biscuit in many, 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 many years. And
I haven't had a Limp Bizkit in many, many years.
Understood. Again, obviously capped, the evenings capped with Metallica, but I'm going to go off of memory. So this may be a really bad segment, Stephen, but
let's go.
As part of their tour, they have a number of events going on in the city. So I'll just kind of throw them out there. And this is any city. So they were in Toronto. They started the tour off in Syracuse, but it's really cool. So in no particular order, they have a Gibson guitar kind of presentation with Kirk Hammett. There's Gibson's big in Nashville, so downtown. The tickets were gone in a second, so that would have been really cool to go to on a Friday night in between the shows. But didn't happen. They did a blood drive at the stadium today.
Look
I
at
believe.
them.
And if you, it was limited, and meaning limited, maybe they still were able to do, I'll say maybe a couple thousand, which is a lot, obviously, in a blood drive. But however many they had, you got a special limited edition shirt, and you got a ticket to the concert. So
You know what's interesting,
tomorrow
real
or
quick?
Saturday.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting, real quick, is let's go back a little quick, real quick, and I don't want to drag this on.
Yep.
When the Napster thing happened, how many years ago, and that just tweaked Metallica, and they got so ugly about it, and now they just put out everything like every day, because I subscribe to their channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I subscribe to everything Metallica because I love Metallica, and they're just always putting stuff out now. It's like it just is so weird, the change of, oh my God, you guys are ripping our music off, and now they're like, well, let's just, you can't get away from it now. And here's a real quick thing: that there's a lot of bands now that are saying, we want you to put your phones in a bag before you come into the show because we don't want you to record that's going on. It's like, come on, really?
Yeah. And with that, and I don't know, and so I'm looking at the know before you go email that I got.
Before you go.
So again, talked about the bands tomorrow night, May 1st, May 3rd. Yes. Certainly, Stephen, we will do a debrief on in a future episode for sure. But again, like I said, they're doing a blood drive at the stadium. All Within My Hands is their foundation.
Yes.
So they're doing an event
they do
for that as well. So there's something in the community. It could be putting, like a food kitchen or doing maybe backpacks for kids. That usually happens around school. So they're probably not doing that. But again, so cool. Something related to a charitable cause, which is awesome. Yeah. They're doing, there's a Metallica movie coming out. So they're doing a showing on Friday night. And then starting, and I tried to get there today, and I ran out of time, and I would have been really late for this, Stephen. They're doing a pop-up shop.
Oh,
so downtown, and again, in any downtown that they're playing, and I have the screenshot, so let me just go to it really quick.
Let's go.
This is again, there's plenty of vacant stores, right, in any city you go to. So let's say there's
probably more now than ever.
More than a few. So pretty much maybe the same place you would go to the Halloween store, right? Which is open for like a month.
Oh, yeah,
then
Spirit.
It's just vacant. It's like an old grocery store or whatever. Yeah, Spirit. So they do a pop-up. So it's the M72 pop-up shop. It's going to feature its own splatter vinyl edition of 72 Seasons, exclusive to the city. There's a exclusive screen printed poster. There's an event tee. There's a skateboard deck. There's premium items. There's Dixon flannels, which I have a Lamb of God Dixon flannel I got from Zach for my birthday, 2 birthdays back. Awesome, really good material. And you can also find, all the staples. Maybe they're using the Staples store too, since those
they might be
right. But a full selection of new and classic merchandise, Metallica brand Yeti products as well.
So you can get a Metallica cooler.
You can. So it's Wednesday, which is today for us. It's 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Nice.
So Wednesday through Friday, then Saturday 10 to 6. So either going to cut out in the afternoon or before the show tomorrow, because making time to get there, because it starts at 6 with parking and traffic, you probably need to leave at noon, right? But we'll get there. This is probably, I'm looking at the map. It's like downtown. So from that location to the stadium, let's just say it's 10 minutes away, right? So at least you can get to it. So I'll check it out. I'll report back on that. We'll have a wall-to-wall coverage.
All can be that you're going to see it.
Yeah, I wish you were here, because
I would love to be there.
Yeah, dialed in some good seats. I'll take some pictures and post them on our social media.
Nice,
for sure. But to your point, really quick, and I think maybe we'll make this half about Metallica, then get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where not too long ago they were looked down upon, and maybe there's still
wild.
Not everyone's a huge fan of Metallica, but if you're a music fan, if you're a metal fan, you are, or if you say you are and you're not a fan of Metallica, then go pound sand, because now, and I don't think it's just, I really don't. It's not just putting it out there and pretending to be, responsible and pretending to care about, these charitable organizations. They donate money in every city, as well as the different topics or different events they're doing. So it's like same thing. Let's just say they're playing a stadium and they get they get $5,000 for playing the stadium. Let me tell you, $5 million, 5 million, right? They don't need money.
No,
I'm not their tax guy. I'm not their money manager, but they're fine.
The thing about Metallica is that when you go back to when the Napster thing, when they're like, and now where they're like all about giving and smiling,
it's awesome.
like you're like, what happened? Like James, I mean, a lot of people have seen when James was going through his problem child times. That was when they got Robert Trujillo in, and James is going through a lot of depression and whatever, and this and that. And he's gone through and he's battled a few times. But when you see it now, it's like everybody that's watched like a YouTube video, they're shorts of James and he's like getting ready to go on stage and he lights a cigar and he's saying hi to people and he's smiling. And it's like, that's just the coolest thing. It's like, just like we talked about earlier, just have fun. And I love that they're having fun with it. That's just so cool. What an amazing band.
Yeah. So it completely, and I just pulled up. So in that Know Before You Go that I was talking to, let me hide that screen.
Don't bring a bag that has clear containers.
Yeah. So you have all that, but, and then, obviously tips for where to park. Thinking about just taking an Uber and being dropped off. You can be dropped off downtown in Nashville. Then there's a walking bridge that you can just go across the river and be dropped right into the stadium. So, in there, it's kind of a nightmare, right? Just like any stadium, you go to, it's kind of a pain. But this is cool. I'm scrolling through here. They have an all-inclusive tailgate. And it's 3-hour premium open bar.
Wow.
All you can eat barbecue and music. And I just popped it up. Let me open it again.
Well, they're Nashville. Why wouldn't you have barbecue?
Yeah, totally. So it's
just a staple.
It's just kind of funny that the Metallica tailgate, 2 nights, it starts at 2:30. So tomorrow might be a short day. It ends at 6, which is when the show starts with Suicidal for tomorrow. It's for $75. You get a 3-hour open bar, all you can eat barbecue, games, DJ. It's all right next door to the stadium. So if you wanted to do that, you totally could, and that would be kind of cool, right?
And just FYI for my phone, sorry. Those that don't know, Suicidal Tendencies drummer Jay Weinberg used to play with Slipknot. So Jay is the drummer for I think it's in a circle of drummers that has gone around to other bands. Anyhow, but Jay Weinberg is now the drummer for Suicidal. There's a lot of videos of him, and he looks like he's having a fun time.
Absolutely. Yeah, I follow him on social media, and he posts a lot, which is awesome. So it's same thing, same thing. We talked about this before. We may get to our topic, Stephen.
We do.
So
we do.
But we've talked about this before, where with social media, you feel like these guys, right?
Absolutely.
And he's local. He lives in the Franklin, Tennessee area, so he's not my neighbor, but he's local. So yeah, it'll be cool. Final thing just on the events for tomorrow. So again, tomorrow and Saturday, Metallica 2 nights. You can get the Sandman Smash. It's a bold whiskey cocktail featuring a splash of cherry and refreshing lemonade. So whiskey, lemonade with a splash of cherry.
I'll take 3.
Well, you can, and they start at $14, and you can buy them during the concert.
But do you get like a commemorative cup or a shot glass with it? Or you just get the memory of the shot?
No,
Or the
it
drink?
looks like from the picture, it's just in this one, it's in a Titans plastic cup.
What do I get?
But it would be cool, right? And maybe you could upgrade to a Metallica Yeti.
Hey, hey.
Maybe so.
And just real quick, and go back to the start of my music career. Metallica was the biggest influence on my drumming from Kill 'Em All. So when Scott and I talk about Metallica, Scott is fortunate to go see him tomorrow night, and I'm jealous as shite.
And I'm going Saturday too.
And you're going 2 nights.
Also, yes. So here's the fun thing, Stephen. So in Nashville, as you know, because I've told you, and you're also very observant and a smart guy, so you can, dial in and look at the weather.
Carrie
so let's see.
Going to sing the national anthem?
Well, maybe, but let's see. I have to put these on, the spectacles, right? Because I'm
look, I'm already wearing them.
Yeah. So tomorrow night, so in the forecast, okay, here. Actually, that's Arrington. We don't want we want Nashville. Okay. Nashville. Forecast tomorrow. 60% chance of rain. Cloudy with the chance of meatballs. Okay. Rain starting at 1 with, this is fun, thunderstorms at 5, but then by 6, it's done. Okay. So hopefully, it's not. And in their severe weather policy,
right, pull them out.
You cannot bring an umbrella. Makes perfect sense. Yeah, here's something I can jab you with at, a sporting event or a metal concert. Yeah.
I'm an electrician. So static electricity is uncontrollable. You don't know when it's going to happen. So don't go out when there's a lightning storm.
Yeah. So what will happen is, and they've done this, there was many concerts in the stadium, and ideally this doesn't happen, knock on wood, that when you have in the area, and they've done that in sporting events too, right, Stephen? They then pull everybody off the field, and and if there's more severe weather, by talking about it, ideally maybe it'll have the reverse effect and it won't happen. But yeah, it could delay things.
Paramount. Safety's paramount.
Yeah. So rain ponchos. I'll be bringing a poncho. I'll wear a hat, a poncho. It's like it's if it's just poncho rain, Villa? I really don't care. What did you say?
Poncho Villa.
Poncho Villa. Yes, I'll wear Poncho Villa. Or you can probably buy them at the stadium, and this has nothing to do with Metallica. You can probably buy a poncho at Nissan Stadium as they're building their new stadium right next door for $30. So I think I have one here, or I'll pick one up like at CVS beforehand, and maybe buy like 10 and just kind of have them available. So if somebody walks up going, "Oh, son of a, I don't have a," hey, here, man, take
son of a what?
Son of a biscuit. So
you can make some money off that.
Smoke-free facility and a cashless stadium.
So I think that's cool that they're doing that, where it's contactless. You just push a button on a screen and all that.
Yeah, you just tap. You just tap it.
Yeah, from the last couple of things that I've been to, I went to the Cosm at where the Clippers play. It was kind of fun because they did have bartenders there, but everything's like, you just touch screen and this and that. And the other. There's no contact with that, but that's the new thing now, where it's like you don't have to talk to people. You just order off a screen and do that. And I think that's kind of cool. It's like, because, back when you and I went to go see gigs, we were paying cash for things that they didn't have credit card.
No, there wasn't any of that.
Whatever, but kind of cool that they're doing that. And again, you're going to see them twice. Oh my God.
2 different sets, two different openers. I've been looking around and I'm okay, like, and because setlist.com is a great resource if you wanted to look and see what is the there it is. If you wanted to see what the set, hence the name setlist.com.
It's interesting you say that, is that I look at that all the time because I want to see like what bands are coming up. It's like when Iron Maiden comes out with their new drummer, I'm like, what songs, what's going on? I'm like, that is like the most curious band set list I want to see, is like what's going to happen with their new drummer.
Yeah. So for Metallica, it's, since it varies, they have enough songs. There might be a repeat like Master of Puppets on Thursday and then again on Saturday, but everything else, it could be completely different. So I looked like at the Syracuse and then the show up in Toronto, and it was decidedly different sets. So I don't even know what to expect. Right. Obviously I want to hear Battery. I want to hear Master of Puppets. They're going to throw in a couple of the new tracks, but do they play Fight Fire with Fire? Do they play Ride the Lightning? Do they play, anything,
you're gonna have
right?
to
it's going to be a good mix.
I think our next week's show is going to have to be on both those shows on what they played, because
absolutely
I'm jonesing to hear what you get to hear. I mean, I can go on and look, but I'd rather just wait for you to tell me what they played.
No, for sure. So in this, Stephen, we made this all about the Metallica shows, right?
We did.
We are going to talk about the Hall of Fame and who was, I was going to say who was inaugurated. Yeah. who was
close enough.
who was selected.
Have they been inaugurated yet?
Can you get back on, and can we do another like 15 minutes?
Okay. For sure.
So guys, again, this was episode 51, right? 51. So 52 is next. We will get back to our series of Motley Crue and highlighting probably their first 5 records we've done.
For sure.
We've done Too Fast and Shout so far. So we'll get back to that. So don't worry. And if you're listening to this now and you haven't listened to this episodes, go back anywhere you stream, find Talking Shh, and you can do it. Click on it. You can follow it for Spotify. Please. And again, any of the streaming sites. And then you get a visual and audio version on YouTube. So plenty of content out there. So do it. Check it out. Follow it. Subscribe to it. We appreciate the support. We'll be back. We'll be talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on our next episode. And until then, Stephen, I'll see you really soon, but see ya later. Thanks again for tuning in to the show. We'll be back every week with a brand new episode. Make sure you check us out on Instagram at Talkingshhhshow, and also listen on Spotify or wherever you can stream podcast. See ya.